Shiva Shankara Stotram. So let us go ahead.
Periva Sharanam. त्र्यक्षदीन सत्कृपा कटाक्षते नमः शिवाय दक्ष सप्ततन्तुनाश दक्षते नमः शिवाय रुक्षराजभानुपावकाक्षते नमः शिवाय रक्ष मां प्रपन्नमात्र रक्षते नमः शिवाय
Traksha Dina Sat Kripa Katakshate Namah Shivaya. Traksha means three-eyed. Shiva has got three eyes. Right eye Surya, left eye Chandra, and the middle eye in the forehead is Agni. Dina Satkripa Kataksha. Dina means very poor, very destitute, very helpless. Such people, Shiva bestows his Kripa Kataksha. Kataksha means sidelong glance, not direct glance. Sidelong glance is more important than direct glance. Kataksha is always more valued than direct glance. So Kripa Kataksha, sidelong glance full of compassion. Not only that, Satkripa Kataksha means Kripa Kataksha itself is favorable, compassion is favorable, but here he is going one step further, and because these people are Dina, very poor and deserving of all help, he is showing Sat Kripa Kataksha. Sat means even more than expected. His Kripa is going to shower wellness to an extent greater than expected. Daksha Saptatantu Nasha Daksha Te Namah Shivaya. There is a Daksha in the front and there is Daksha in the end. Daksha is Daksha Prajapati. Daksha Saptatantu means Yaga. There are several names by which Yaga is known in our literature. One of the names is Saptatantu because the essential ingredient of any Yaga is Agni. And Agni is always described as having seven tongues. Saptajihvaha. In fact, in any even ordinary homa, when Purnahuti is performed, after performing the Purnahuti for the Devata for whom the homa was done, there is another offering of ghee to Agni with this mantra, and the homam closes with this mantra. Saptate Agni Samidat Sapta Jihvaha Sapta Rishaya Sapta Dhama Priyani Sapta Hotra Sapta Dhatvam Yajanti Sapta Yoni Avrana Svagritena Swaha. So here you find all Sapta, a lot of Sapta. Sapta Jihvaha, seven tongues. Sapta Rishayaha, Saptahotraha, seven Yajamanas, Ritviks. Saptadhat Pamijanti, they pray to you, they do this yajna in seven ways. So everything is seven connected with Agni, that is why Saptatantu is sevenfold Agni, which is Yaga in this case. Daksha's Yaga, Nasha Daksha. The second Daksha is expert, master. Master in destroying Daksha Prajapati's Yajna. We know the story. Riksharaja Bhanum Pavaka Aksha. Aksha means eyes. See, every stanza has got a beautiful rhythmic pattern. See, Kataksha, Daksha, Aksha, Raksha. Similarly, every stanza you find this kind of thing very beautifully composed. Riksharaja, Riksha means nakshatra. One of the meanings of Riksha is nakshatra, star. Riksharaja, king of stars, that is Chandra. Chandra, Bhanu is Surya, Pavaka is Agni. Pavaka means a purifying agent. Actually, the direct meaning is purifying agent because Agni purifies everything. Gold is purified only by putting it in Agni, isn't it? There is no other way of purifying gold except to put it in Agni. Agni has got a way of purifying everything, even whatever has to be destroyed, which we don't like, which we don't want. It's a hindrance to us. It's all destroyed by Agni. So he is known as Pavaka. So Chandra, Surya, and Agni, or your three eyes, Aksha. Rakshamam Prapannamatra Rakshate Namah Shivaya. Rakshamam, there is a prayer. Please protect me. Now, why I should be protected? Am I qualified for protection? No need. Prapannamatra Raksha. If I go and take refuge at your feet, you protect. That is your nature. Prapannamatra. Prapanna means one who has taken refuge. Prapatti means taking refuge, surrender. Prapatti is a very celebrated marga in Vaishnavism. Though we also have Prapatti, we also do Saranagati, but they have a special emphasis on Prapatti. Now, Prapanna is one who has surrendered. So, Prapanna Matra, the moment you surrender, immediately, Raksha, you are known to protect those who surrender immediately. So, please protect me. This Prapatti is not something easy. You have to surrender completely. This is where people don't understand the difference between Prapatti and ordinary prayer. Ordinary prayer is we pray to Bhagavan for certain things in the midst of our other duties. But Prapatti is not like that. Prapatti means pray wholeheartedly and entrust yourself completely to Bhagavan. And Prapatti has got sixfold Lakshana according to Shastra. See how Shastrakaras have analyzed everything, have dissected everything. Even Prapatti has been dissected by them into six aspects. If you fulfill these six aspects, then you can say you have done Prapatti. What is that? Sharanagati Lakshanam. Anukulyasya Sankalpaha Pratikulyasya Varjanam. Anukulyasya Sankalpaha. Whatever is good for you and whatever is good for Bhagavan. What does it mean? It means Bhagavan has dictated the Shastras, Vedas, etc. for our good. That means you should follow the Vedas and Shastras and you should take a sankalpa. You should take a vow that you will never deviate from what is ordained by Bhagavan. That is Anukulya. That is what is liked by Bhagavan. What is liked by Bhagavan, I will do certainly. That is Anukulyasya Sankalpaha. Pratikulyasya Varjanam. This follows from the first. That means whatever has been prohibited, Pratikula, whatever has been prohibited by Bhagavan, Shastras prohibits. You don't do this. I will never do it. Varjanam means avoiding totally. Pratikulyasya Varjanam. Then third, Rakshishyati iti Vishwasaha. See, you may do all these things, but you may have a little doubt in your corner of the mind that I have surrendered. I don't know whether Bhagavan will protect me or not. Because I don't know whether I am qualified, whether Bhagavan will show all this Kripa Kataksha which Shastras are claiming. So this kind of doubt is always there. That doubt should not be there. Rakshishyati iti Vishwasaha. You should have 100% faith that he will protect you. These are essentials of Prapatti. Rakshishyati iti Vishwasaha. Then Gotritva Varanam Tatha. Next is to go and tell Bhagavan openly with your words that you are my protector. Now, what is the difference between the third and the fourth? I have faith that he will protect me. Now, the Shastra says I must go and announce to him, please, you are my protector. Goptritva Varanam. Goptritva Varanam means just as in a marriage, you choose a Vara. Like that, here you choose Bhagavan as a Vara for Gopta. Gopta means protector. That means you nominate him as your protector. That you should do. That means you will not go to any other agency for protection. That is the meaning. I have full faith in Bhagavan that he will protect me. Not only that, I have told him that he is my only protector. I will not go to anyone else. I will not care for anyone else. So Goptritva Varanam Tatha, that is very important. Then the last two are the ultimate surrender. Atma Nikshepa Karpanye Shadvidha Sharanagati. Sharanagati is sixfold. Atma Nikshepa Karpanye. Atma Nikshepa. That is placing oneself at his feet. That means you are not yourself hereafter. You are his possession. Just as our possession, how do we use? We use to the way we like, isn't it? A pen I have, I will use it whenever I like, the way I like. If I find it useless, I will throw it away. So similarly, I am an object in the hands of Bhagavan. I have surrendered myself completely. I will not exercise hereafter any will of my own. This doesn't mean that you simply keep quiet and don't do any of your duties. It doesn't mean that. It means you do your duties even with greater vigor, but with the feeling, with the remembrance that you are the property of Bhagavan. If you consider yourself as the property of Bhagavan, actually you will do your duties even more satisfactorily than previously. So that is the important thing. Atma Nikshepa, surrendering completely, placing oneself at the disposal of Bhagavan totally. Next is Karpanye. Karpanye is very important. That means, having done all this, you develop a feeling, no, no, I have now surrendered. No worries, sir. I am a great man. So once you develop that, all the 5 steps are useless. So Karpanye means Kripana. That means you consider yourself very poor. We saw, no, Dina Satkripa. The Dina, the Dainya is Karpanya. Karpanya is Dainya. Feeling helpless, helplessness, that is Karpanya. You should say, I have no other person to help me. You are the only agency to help me. I am helpless. That feeling should always be there. It is not as if you go and say your prayers for 5 minutes, at that time you feel like that. It is not like that. This prapatti is a constant mental phenomenon. Let us understand that. So, Atma Nikshepa Karpanye Shadvidha Sharanagati. So if you have gone through these 6 steps, then you have considered yourself as Sharanagata, Prapanna. So he says, one who has done this, naturally he will protect you, isn't it? The moment you have surrendered, he will protect you. Prapanna Matra Raksha. Now I am saying, please protect me. I have surrendered at your feet. Oh, three-eyed Shiva, you are having compassionate sidelong glance of a very high level towards the poor and the destitute, helpless people, and you are a master in destroying the yaga of Daksha Prajapati. Daksha Prajapati is an instance. Frequently we find the Dakshaya Nasha because we should know that if we do something similar, we may not be able to organize a yaga like Daksha did. But we may be able to, whatever deviations we do from what is laid down, whatever Shastra deviations we do, it's also like Daksha yaga only. If you don't do, like just now we saw, na, Pratikulyasya Varjana. So if you go on doing Pratikula and if you avoid doing Anukula, then you're no different from Daksha Prajapati. So we should expect destruction of our activity from him. That is the meaning. So we have to be careful. Then you have 3 eyes of Nakshatra Raja Chandra, Surya, and the purifying agency of Agni. And please protect me. You are known to protect those who are surrendered at your feet immediately on surrender. Rakshadina Satkripa Katakshate Namah Shivaya Daksha Sapta Tantunasya Dakshate Namah Shivaya Riksharaja Bhanupava Takshate Namah Shivaya Rakshamam Prapanna Matra Rakshate Namah Shivaya.
न्यङ्कुपाणये शिवङ्कराय ते नमः शिवाय सङ्कटाब्धितीर्णकिङ्कराय ते नमः शिवाय कङ्कभीषिताभयङ्कराय ते नमः शिवाय पङ्कजाननाय शङ्कराय ते नमः शिवाय
Nyankupanaye. Nyanku means deer. He is holding deer in his hand. This comes again more than once. Holding deer in his hand. Why? One, of course, it reminds us of the Darukavana Leela, where the Darukavana rishis dispatched a lot of weapons at Bhikshatana Shiva, and one of the weapons was deer. Deer can attack you and kill you. That is that kind of deer they produce from the Agni. Look at that. Deer is not supposed to be a very wild or cruel animal, but wild deer are there, no doubt. So they produce such a wild deer that it came pouncing upon Bhikshatana, and by a mere look, Shiva made him peaceful and put it in his hand as an ornament. In his left hand, you find deer. Now, deer has got a tendency to be chanchala, to be moving here and there. Particularly, the eyes of deer are not constantly looking at one place. Like that, our mind is also chanchala always. So, deer is the chanchala deer was made peaceful by Shiva. Similarly, our chanchala mind will also be made peaceful by Shiva if we surrender. Shivankaraya. Shivankaraya means one who makes auspiciousness in us. One who brings auspiciousness to us. Shivankaraya. Shivam is auspiciousness. Sankatabdhi tirna kinkaraya. Sankata abdhi. The ocean of difficulties. We all have this ocean always. There's no day when we don't have our quota of difficulties, isn't it? So all our difficulties are like an ocean for us, and here now to cross that ocean of difficulties, there is one helper always available to us, and that is Shiva. Kinkara means helper. Kinkara actually means a servant with hands tied. He is waiting for your orders. You are the boss and he is the servant. That is Kinkara's relationship with the boss. But here he is specifically using the term Kinkara for Parameshwara because he becomes like that when you are in difficulties and when you cry out for help. When you cry out for help, when you are in difficulty, he is like a Kinkara for you, like a servant, like a helper. Now there are several stories connected with how Shiva protected those who are in difficulty. In Tiruchirappalli in Tamil Nadu, there is a temple for Matrubhuteshwara, Ishwara who became Mata, Matrubhuta Ishwara. A woman who was a great devotee of Shiva could not cross the river Kaveri and she developed labor trouble. She was expecting the baby and she could not go to the other side where she was supposed to go for delivery. Now, on this side, there was no one to help her, and the river was in spate. Kaveri river is very big, very wide in Trichy. So, she cried out for Shiva. She was anyway a Shiva worshipper. Immediately, Shiva came in the form of a nurse, a female nurse, and helped her with the delivery. Look at that. This is the Kinkara. Similarly, he even took the form of a dog for the help of a devotee in one of the 64 Leelas enacted in Madurai. Shiva Leela or Navam. There are 64 Leelas that are enacted by Shiva in Madurai. In Tamil also there is a Puranam, Thiruvilayadal Puranam. So, one of the stories in that is how he took the form of a dog. Another story, he took the beating with a stick on his back. He became an ordinary worker on the river bank, and then he took the beating on his back. And the king came, Pandya Raja came, and all that. So, this is the kind of help he is prepared to extend the moment you cry out to him for help. Kankabhishita Abhayankaraya. Kanka is one of the names of Yama because he is terrible at times. So Kanka Bhishita, one who becomes afraid, one who becomes terrified of Yama, Kanka Bhishita, for them Abhayankaraya, he Shiva bestows fearlessness, freedom from fear. Abhayam Karaya. You know, many devatas have this Abhayahasta and Varahasta. Abhayahasta, right hand, meaning showing like this the hand, which means don't fear, I am there. Varahasta in the left hand points to the feet, because if you surrender at my feet, I will give you the boon, and if you surrender at my feet, I will give you freedom from fear. So that is what Shiva does, and he gives you freedom from fear for those who are afraid, terrified of Yama. Pankajananaya Shankaraya. Pankaja Ananaya. Anana means face. Lotus face. See, it is usual to describe the face of Devatas as lotus. Face is described as lotus. Uh, the feet are described as lotus feet. The hands are described as lotus hands, and so on. In Tamil Ramayanam, known as Kamba Ramayanam, written by Kamba, poet Kamba, he describes Rama. He says, wherever, whichever part of Rama's form I look at, it is lotus. So he is a forest of lotuses, he says. Thamarai Kadu, he says. So here he says, lotus face. Shankara, yeah, Shankara means, we saw Shivankara, same meaning, one who brings auspiciousness, one who blesses you with auspiciousness. That is the meaning of Shankara. Shiva means one who is auspicious. Shankara means he is not only auspicious, he also gives you auspiciousness. See, you have a lot of money. Whether you will part with the money for my sake, that is a question which is not easy to answer. So he is not like that. He is full of auspiciousness and he is ready to give you auspiciousness the moment you seek him. So this is the essence of Shiva Shankara's philosophy, tattva, principle. So he is holding deer in his hand. He blesses us with auspiciousness. He is a helper for crossing the ocean of misery, ocean of difficulties. He gives us abhayam, abhayankara. He gives us freedom from fear for those who are afraid, terrified of Yama. He has a lotus face and he bestows us with auspiciousness. Nyankupanaya Shivankaraye Te Namah Shivaya Sankatabdhitirna Kinkaraye Te Namah Shivaya Kankabhishita Bhayankaraye Te Namah Shivaya Pankajananaya Shankaraye Te Namah Shivaya.
कर्मपाशनाशनीलकण्ठते नमः शिवाय शर्मदाय वर्यभस्मकण्ठते नमः शिवाय निर्ममर्षिसेवितोपकण्ठते नमः शिवाय कुर्महेन तीर्णमद्विकुण्ठते नमः शिवाय.
Karma Pasha Nasha, destroyer of Karma Pasha, the rope of karma. What is this rope of karma? We are all bound by the rope of karma. Why we are bound? We have taken crores of births before we took this human birth. We have taken crores of births, not an exaggeration. Please don't think Shastra simply exaggerates. Maybe we took 10 births and Shastra says crores. No, we have literally taken crores of births. In fact, innumerable births. Crores is also an understatement. So in all those births, we have accumulated karma. The karma consists of punya as well as papa, good merit as well as sin. Now, all these have become a huge bundle and it is tying us. That bundle is tying us, tying our jiva. It is not leaving us. You are tied to that karma. Karma can never leave you, you can never leave karma. That is accumulated and it is to your account. It goes with you. That karma vasana goes with you. The moment you leave this body, when you enter your next body, it goes with you. Similarly, it has come to us as our property for so many crores of births. Now that karma, unless it is destroyed, you cannot get shreyas, you cannot get moksha. Moksha means freedom from karma. Unless, including punya, punya also should be exhausted. Because if you have punya left balance in your account, Papa, all I have destroyed, but punya is there to my account. Even then, you have to go to Swargaloka because on earth it is very difficult to compensate you for all the punya. Very difficult. Even if Bhagavan blesses you with everything good, even then. Because on earth, whatever is a blessing, whatever is good, there is always a tinge of difficulty in that, misery in that. That is the nature of this earth. So, if you have a lot of accumulated punya and if you have destroyed all your papa, then Bhagavan has no other way than to dispatch you to Sarga because that is where you can enjoy the benefits of all your punya. And what is the use of exhausting all your punya by enjoying the Sarga? Again, after the balance is balance of punya is finished, you have to come back to earth with a new slate. Why? Because you did not develop the jnana. Though by chance you have destroyed all your. This is an imaginary example. There is no single person who has destroyed all his punya, all his karma, and then he has not got his jnana. There's no case like this. There cannot be a case like this. And just for explaining the principle, I am explaining like this. That means there is always a balance of karma to your account. Whatever you do, there is always the balance of karma to your account. Whatever prashchittas you do, whatever difficulties you have gone through, whatever effects of punya you have gone through, whatever periods you have spent in Swargaloka, all that, even after accounting all that, there is a balance. Now that balance can be destroyed only by jnana. Jnana agni dagdha karmanam. Bhagavan says in Gita. So that jnana Bhagavan will give you only if you are eligible, only you have made an attempt for it, isn't it? So to make an attempt for jnana is the aim of human birth. Human birth has been given for making an attempt for jnana. You may not succeed. You may not succeed in destroying all your karma and attaining jnana in one birth. Doesn't matter. He gives you merit for that. In your next birth, he gives you marks for this attempt in your birth and he gives you further chance to proceed in that path. That is the beauty. That is the assured to us in Gita. Bhagavan has given this assurance that no attempt goes waste. It continues from birth to birth. So we should all make an attempt to reduce the load of karma and to attempt for jnana. That he does, Shiva does, destroying the karma pasha, the chain of karma which is binding you as a jiva. Neelakantha, he is having blue colored throat. We all know Neelakantha because during Samudra Manthan, suddenly poison came emitted by that Vasuki serpent who was used as a churning rod, and also poison came from the ocean, milk ocean. Now, this poison was too terrible. All the devas started running away because they could not bear the effects of that poison. We are not able to bear the effect of some gases, sometimes some chemical gases when we go through. We are not able to, we don't know what to do. That is our condition. If you imagine poison like this, naturally, the poisonous gas, they could not face. The story says that even Vishnu had difficulty in facing this. His body became very black. This is what the story says. Then all the devas could not do anything more because it was spreading like anything all over the world. So there was no place where they could hide. Then they went to Parameshwara. Then Parameshwara immediately understood the situation. He promised that he would help them and he took out all the poison in his right hand. All the poison which had already spread. Look at this. Is it possible? If a gas spreads in our home, how can you concentrate it in your hand? That is the helpful nature of Parameshwara. That is what he did. In fact, the story goes in one of the stories that he asked his assistant Sundaramurti Nayanar, one of the 64 Nayanmars of Tamil Nadu, because Sundara was an assistant in Kailasa for him at that time. So he told Sundara, go and bring that hala hala poison. He brought the hala hala poison in his hand and gave it to Shiva. This is how the story goes. So he took that in his hand and he swallowed it. He did not swallow because Devi did not allow him to swallow, because once he swallows that, it will go into his stomach. Then his stomach is full of all the Brahmandas, all the Jivas will get destroyed. So she, out of compassion, stopped the poison at his throat. Because if he vomits the poison, then that will create horror in the world. And if he consumes it, then it will create horror in the Brahmandas which are inside his belly. So, the only way out was to stop the poison in his throat. It's a very strange situation, very difficult to understand. How can we understand? We cannot understand. So, that strange situation was solved, strange problem was solved by Nilakantha in this manner. Sharmadaya, one who grants us Sharma. Sharma means peace of mind. Sharma means everything good, well-being. That is Sharma actually. He grants us well-being. Varya Bhasma Kantha. Varya means somebody who is very powerful. He is called Varya. The powerful people's Bhasma he wears in his throat. Means what? Powerful enemies. You have to understand it as powerful enemies. Those who are powerful and still are enemies of Dharma, he goes and kills them, and that Bhasma he wears on his throat. Why? Why he wears Bhasma, the evil people on his throat? Just to show you, this is what will happen to you also if you follow the same path. That kind of feeling of fear has to be instilled in all of us. That is why he is doing this. That is one thing. Secondly, that Asura might have done enormous tapas, and by wearing his Bhasma on his form, he is giving them moksha. Even though he is Asura, he is giving them moksha. Nirmavarshi Sevita Upakantha Te Namah Shivaya. Upakantha means close to the throat. Here it means proximate, nearby. Nearby Shiva, Nirmama Rishi Sevita. These rishis are attending on Shiva very close quarters. And who are these rishis? Nirmama Rishi. Nirmama means those who have left away all their mamakara, mindness. All jivas are suffering from, as we have seen before, ahankara and mamakara, I-ness and mindness. Aham, 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 I, mama, 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 mine. This is the song which we are all singing all the time. Without these two things, we don't know how to function. That is our deficiency, our problem. But rishis don't have this problem. They have abandoned their ahankara, they have abandoned their mamakara. They don't consider anything as theirs. Even their body, that is what Shastra says. Because if the body is yours, why are you not able to retain it? At the time of death, you find the body is leaving you and you are gone. So what you are really you are gone, and body is certainly a jada, inert product which is left behind. So body is not also yours. Nothing is yours because everything is left behind. So when nothing is yours, why do you consider this as mine? That is what Rishi has experienced. It's not a question of understanding. We all understand, but we cannot experience it. That requires maturity. So this pakwa is there in the rishis, and they are experiencing the nirmama feeling. Similarly, ahankara also they have left it behind. Such rishis naturally are very proximate to Shiva. Naturally, Shiva likes them, and he allows them to serve on him. Kurmahe natihi, we prostrate to you. It's a plural, so Adi Shankara includes all of us, those who are reading this stotra. That's why he says we prostrate. Kurmahe is a plural. Kurmahe natihi, we prostrate to you. And who are you? To whom are we prostrating? We are prostrating to Namad Vikuntha. Namad means one who prostrates is made Vikuntha. Vikuntha means a person who does not undergo any change, any destruction, any change. That is called Vikuntha. Kuntha means like Akshara, one who does not undergo any kshara, any destruction, any change, any vikara, like that Vikuntha means. That is why Mahavishnu is known as Vikuntha and his place is known as Vaikuntha. So that kind of state where you don't have any change, any destruction, he gives you if you prostrate to him. That is why I am prostrating to you. Please also give me jnana. So Shiva destroys the bond of karma. Shiva is blue throated. That shows the tyaga, the requirement of tyaga. Because tyaga is the basic thing. Without tyaga, there is no progress on the spiritual path. So that is always emphasized to us by his Nilakantha. And he is the one who grants us our well-being at all times. And he wears the bhasma of the powerful enemies on his throat, on his neck, and he is served at very close quarters by rishis who have abandoned their mamakara, mindness, and we prostrate to you. You are known to be granting Vikuntha status, that is the status of no change, no destruction to those who prostrate to you. कर्मपाशनाशनीलकण्ठते नमः शिवाय शर्मदाय वर्यभस्मकण्ठते नमः शिवाय निर्ममर्षिसेवितोपकण्ठते नमः शिवाय कुर्महेन तीर्णमः विकुण्ठते नमः शिवाय
विष्टपाधिपाय नम्रविष्णवे नमः शिवाय शिष्टविप्रहृद्गुहाचरिष्णवे नमः शिवाय इष्टवस्तुनित्यतुष्टजिष्णवे नमः शिवाय कष्टनाशनाय लोकजिष्णवे नमः शिवाय
Vishtapadhipaya, the ruler of Vishtapa. What is Vishtapa? Vishtapa is Swargaloka. The ruler of Swargaloka is Devendra, not Parameshwara. But here he says Parameshwara is the ruler of Swargaloka. It means all lokas are under his control, and Swargaloka being the one which is endowed with everything which a person desires. So, as an example, it has been given. So, though Devendra is the nominal ruler, the real ruler of all the worlds is Parameshwara, because that Devendra derives his power, derives his rulership, derives his authority only from Parameshwara. He goes and prostrates at his feet every day. So, Vishtapa Adhipaya, the ruler of Swargaloka, Namra Vishnave, Vishnu prostrates to him every day. So, Vishnu also comes and prostrates to him every day, and Vishnu derives his power from him for doing the protection of all the worlds, all the creation protection. Such a great responsibility is with Vishnu. And with the help of Mahalakshmi, the repository of all resources, he is able to provide all the jivas with all the necessities and protect them. That is the Vishnu's role. Shishta Viprahid Guha Guha Charishnave Namah Shivaya. Shishta Vipra. Vipra is a Brahmana who has mastered all the Vedas. That Brahmana is called Vipra. Shishta Vipra, a Brahmana who has mastered all the Vedas and who is established in good conduct. So these are two considerations that you must remember. Shishta Vipra. You have to master all Vedas and you have to also be established in good conduct. Be established, mind you. Being established means never deviate. That is Shishta. That is why Dharma Shastra also allows very rarely when the Shastra is not clear. The Shastra is not clearly laid out. He says, the Shastrakara says, you go and ask a Shishta and follow his Shishtachara. Whatever he does, you can follow. If Shastra is not clear. This does not mean that we don't consult anybody and everybody and we try to use it as an excuse for not following well-known Shastra principles. It doesn't mean that. That's what people are doing nowadays. Very dangerous. So this rule should not be allowed to be applied in the present context. So Shishta Vipra, those Vipras who are established in good conduct, Kritu in their hearts, Guha, heart cave. Guha is a cave. Heart is described as a cave generally because like a lion inside a cave, Parameshwara is there in the heart caves of everyone, all jivas, all jivas. ईश्वर सर्वभूतानां हृदयेशे अर्जुन तिष्ठति भगवान says. So he is there in all jivas, but because it is a guha, it's a cave, you can't see him. Somebody who is inside the cave, you can't see unless he comes out of the cave. To the entrance of the cave, he has to come. Then only because guha is a very difficult place, very dark and difficult place. So he is also like that. But for these Shishta Vipras, because they are Shishta Vipras, in their heart cave, Charishnave, he is moving about. Moving about means he is showing himself. Moving about means what? He is showing himself, he is showing his presence, he is giving darshan, he is giving sakshatkara, Brahma sakshatkara, the highest experience these people are getting. Ishtavastu nitya tushta Vishnave. Ishtavastu nitya tushta. Nitya tushta means ever satisfied, never complaining. I don't have this, I don't have that. Yesterday I thought I will get it today, but I never got it. This is always our song. But these people do not have any such dissatisfaction. Ever satisfied, ever contented. Ishtavastu, because whatever they get is their Ishtavastu. Whatever they have got by providence, whatever they have got by providence, they consider as the gift of Bhagavan and they are contented with that. They don't, I thought I will get that today, but I got only this. That is our way of looking at things. They don't look at things like that. So great jnanis are always ishtavastu nitya tushta. This is one of the definitions of a jnani. There are, I think, 12 verses describing the characteristics of Sthita Prajna in chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita. You can go through that to understand the status of a jnani, the status of a Jivan Mukta. Now, he is always happy with whatever he gets, he never complains. So, Parameshwara is an example of that. Well, this is attributed to Parameshwara only to give us that principle. Otherwise, we don't have to say that he is ever contented because there is nothing required by him. He doesn't need anything. He is Atma Rama. Atma Rama is one who is, there is one of the definitions given in Bhagavad Gita. Atma Rama means he is happy in his own Atma. He delights, he is joyful in his own Atma. So he doesn't need anything from external sources. See, if you are delighted in your own Atma and you don't need anything from outside, that is the ultimate jnana, ishtavastu nitya tushta. Jishnave, Jishnave means victorious. Vishnam Vishnam Maha, Vishnam Prabha Vishnam Maheshwaram, we say in Vishnu Sahasranam. There also it means the same thing. Vishnu is always victorious wherever he goes. Similarly, Parameshwara is always victorious wherever he goes. Why will he not be? Because he does not fight anything for himself. If you fight for public good without any selfishness, you will be victorious. Even ordinary human beings, we find if they are engaged in public good, they are victorious. They may face difficulties, they may face setbacks. Even for a few years, their cause may not advance. It doesn't mean that. Ultimately, they will succeed. Kashtanashanaya loka jishnave namah shivaya. Kashtanashanaya, destroyer of difficulties. Life is always full of difficulties. Now, we always complain of difficulties. So, those difficulties are destroyed by him. There are two ways of looking at it. One is by going to him, we get the strength of mind to overcome whatever is there, whatever difficulty we face. That is one thing. In fact, that is the most common thing. The second thing is actually the intensity of that misery, of the difficulty, is brought down by his grace. Both happen. Both happen. The first is more important. The second may or may not happen depending on our prarabdha karma. That reminds me, we said the karma pashan asha, so that the kashta comes to us because of the prarabdha karma. That means there are three types of karma which are to our account, which are to the account of every jiva. Crores of births we have taken and we have accumulated a karma bundle that is called sanchita karma, accumulated karma. Out of that big bundle, a small portion is taken out and given to us as our share of karma in this birth. That is why that karma is known as prarabdha karma. What has been commenced prarabdha in this birth. So whatever is balance, the huge balance is there. That is sanchita minus prarabdha is there to our account. Now to that we also add what we are adding, the karma which we are accumulating in this birth. That is agami karma. Agami karma is what we are accumulating in this birth. Now this agami karma we can avoid by being wise. Now, prarabdha karma, there is no way you can avoid. It is like an arrow let off from a bow. That is what the Shastra says. That is why even Jivan Mukta suffer from physical trouble, physical suffering, and so on. Because that is the prarabdha karma. But they don't care because they don't have any body consciousness. They don't consider their bodies as theirs. So let the body suffer. What does it matter? That is their attitude. So prarabdha karma does not leave you. Agami karma you can avoid. Now what to do with sanchita karma? Because it is unknown to us. It is there at our back and it is always going to follow us. So what do we do with it? That is where we said jnana agni dagdha karma. The moment you get jnana by the grace of Parameshwara, all the karma is destroyed, including the sanchita karma. That was the karma pashan asha. So this kashta comes to you because of the prarabdha karma. That is there to your account. That is there written on your head. You can't avoid it. So, but that also can be destroyed by Parameshwara whenever we go and seek his help. He is there to help us out. Kashta nashanaya. Because in human birth, Parameshwara has given one very beautiful, very interesting situation. And that situation is, out of sanchita karma, you have a lot of papa, maybe some punya. Now, even assuming that you have a lot of punya and a little bit of papa, assuming you are a very virtuous soul, even assuming that, supposing he takes out all your papas and makes you suffer in this birth, you will be nowhere. It is impossible for a human being to suffer all the papas to his account. Impossible. No way. You will become mad. So what Parameshwara does out of his mercy, it is purely out of his mercy, mind you. You have no claim on that. Out of his mercy, what he does, he creates a balance. He finds, well, there is a little bit of papa, there is a little bit of punya, let me make a mix. That is why human life is always mixed. You find human life does not have only suffering, does not have only enjoyment. Little bit of enjoyment, little bit of suffering. Because that is what he has mixed from our account. There is balanced enjoyment left to our account because that is required for the next birth. Supposing he gives you all the enjoyment in the next birth, you will be only suffering. That also is not good for you. So, very strategically, he does this mix. That is out of sheer mercy. Mind you, there are crores of jivas, and all the jivas are having same. Look at the intelligence of the supreme force. That supreme force is so intelligent that this kind of mathematical arrangement is worked out for every jiva. So there is a portion of kashta to your account, you can't avoid it, that also he destroys. He actually helps you overcome. Lokajishnave, victorious in all the worlds. Wherever he goes, he is victorious. Now first we said Jishnave, that means he is victorious. Now he is emphasizing that wherever he goes, it's not as if his victory is restricted to a particular place because he is beyond time and space. Since he is beyond time and space, he is always victorious. Wherever he goes, in all the worlds. Not only that, loka means what you experience through your sense organs. So he is victorious over your experiences of sense organs. There is a deeper meaning. So, if Parameshwara wants to help you, he can help you attain jnana by suppressing your sense organ enjoyments. Because it is the sense organs which are creating a lot of trouble for us. And the mind takes all these enjoyments itself and then starts either enjoying or suffering, and that is where the trouble starts. So, if the sense organs are deprived of that faculty of enjoyment, then you have conquered the sense organ. That is what Jnani does. Great yogis do that. Great rishis have done it. What they have done? They have sense organs. They use their eyes, they use their ears more effectively than us. But they don't get carried away by what they see and what they hear. They have full control over their sense organs and over their minds. That is the victory that he gives you. So Shiva is the ruler of Swargaloka. Vishnu comes and prostrates to him and derives his power of protecting the world. Shiva moves about in the heart cave of those Brahmanas who are well versed in Vedas and who are of good conduct, exemplary conduct. And he is ever victorious and he is ever contented with whatever he gets. This is for us, this is not for him actually. And he is the one who destroys our difficulties, and he, he is victorious in all the worlds, wherever he goes. विष्टपाधिपाय नम्र विष्णवे नमः शिवाय शिष्टविप्रहृद्गुहा च विष्णवे नमः शिवाय इष्टवस्तु नित्यतुष्ट विष्णवे नमः शिवाय कष्टनाशनाय लोक विष्णवे नमः शिवाय
अप्रमेय दिव्य सुप्रभावते नमः शिवाय सत्प्रपन्न रक्षण स्वभावते नमः शिवाय स्वप्रकाश निस्तुलानुभावते नमः शिवाय विप्रडिम्बदर्शितार्द्रभावते नमः शिवाय
अप्रमेय दिव्य सुप्रभावते नमः शिवाय अप्रमेय immeasurable अप्रमेय Prama is measure. Aprameya means something which cannot be measured. Divya Suprabhava. What cannot be measured? Divya Suprabhava. His influence, his divine influence, his divine power. Prabhava is power. Suprabhava, power well intended, power well directed. That kind of divine well directed power is immeasurable. You can't say he has exhausted his power for today's quota is over, today he does not have any more power, tomorrow morning he will give us the power. No, there is nothing like that. Inexhaustible power. Satprapanna Rakshana Swabhavate Namah Shivaya. Prapanna we have seen before, one who has taken refuge. And Sat is ever virtuous. Evil man, he goes and says, I have taken refuge in you, he will not protect him. He has to be punished for his evil background, then only protection will start. But in the case of virtuous people, those who have taken refuge in his feet, Rakshana Swabhava, his nature is to protect them. His nature, Swabhava is nature. Even if he does not want, even if he does not exercise his will, he will protect by nature. That is called nature. Swaprakasha Nistulanubhavate Namah Shivaya. Swaprakasha is self-luminous. See, all other objects take their luminosity from Bhagavan. Even Surya, even Chandra, even Agni, let alone other objects which we call as luminous, planets, etc. All the luminous objects derive their luminosity only from Bhagavan, only from Parabrahman. This Shastra repeats on many occasions. It has come out again and again. Suprakasha is the nature of Bhagavan. He is Swayam Prakasha. He is self-luminous. Nistula Anubhava. Anubhava means power here. Matchless power. Matchless power. We call the Aprameya Divya Suprabhava. There it is the divine glory. There it is immeasurable divine glory. Here the glory is considered as power. See, glory, you attain glory because of your power. Now that was glory and this is power. Nistula Anubhava. Nistula means matchless. Tula means matching, something comparing. Now still Nistula means incomparable. There is no comparison, matchless. That kind of power he is having. Vipradimba Darshita Bhavate Namah Shivaya. Darshita Ardra Bhava. Ardra means wet, wet with compassion. His mind becomes wet with compassion. Darshita Ardra Bhava. He showed his wetness of compassion to whom? Vipradimha, the Brahmana boy. Dimha means child, boy. The Brahmana boy. Who is the Brahmana boy? That is Markandeya. We have seen the story before. To Markandeya, he showed his compassion. So you have divine power, divine glory, which is immeasurable. Shiva has the nature, by nature, he protects those who are virtuous and who have taken refuge in him. He is self-luminous, Swayam Prakasha, and his power is something which you cannot measure. No comparison can be made to his power. And he showed his wetness of compassion to that Brahmana boy, that Markandeya. Aprameya Divya Suprabhavate Namah Shivaya Satprapanna Rakshana Swabhavate Namah Shivaya Swaprakaşaristulaनुभavate Namah Shivaya Vipradimba Darshitadra Bhavate Namah Shivaya. We close for the day. Uh, Before we close, yesterday I made an announcement regarding the program at Tiruvadi Mardur. We have put up that notice in our group. The program has started today, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of December. Tomorrow morning, our Acharya Swamiji is expected to come online with his Anugraha Bhashanam. He is camping at Nagpur. From there, he will give you an Anugraha Bhashanam. One point I think which I missed in yesterday's announcement, very important. I mentioned that Maha Periyava, along with our Jayanta Saraswati Swamiji, in the year 1963, December, they went to Tiruvadi Mardur, established the Shivalingam. The picture is shown in our group. Shivalingam with hand coming out, jetting out, and Acharya Padukas, and uh, Acharya arranged Archana of the Padukas with 108 shawls, and all the 108 shawls after Archana were distributed to 108 Vedic scholars. The point I missed was that all those 108 Vedic scholars were asked to quote from Adi Shankara's writings Advaita principles, Advaita Tattva. Wherever Advaita Tattva is coming out clearly, please quote those sentences. That was instruction of Mahaperiyava. So all the 108 Vedic scholars came out with one or two sentences each, from various granthas like Upanishad Bhashya, Vivek Chudamani, even Stotras, like this. Everyone came out, all those 108 or Advaita sayings, and they were put together. I think they have been engraved on the walls in the Shankara Matham at Tiruvadi Mardur. And all those 108, I had translated it to English and published in our Dilip magazine. I think they have been included in the our website, kamagodi.org. It may be there. I think it is there. So if you go through, you will be surprised how essence of Advaita has come out in all these 108 quotations, citations. So these 3 days we are celebrating the Vajra Mahotsava of that event when these Padukas and the Shivalinga were established in Tiruvadi Mardur. We just saw an announcement on our screen that tomorrow morning 8:30 Periyava is going to give his Anugrah Bhashan. Just now Rajagopal had put up that announcement. So we close for the day with this, and we hope to meet you again tomorrow evening at 6:30 for continuing with our series of these lectures. We try to complete tomorrow perhaps this Shiva Panchakshara Nakshatramala Stotram. And we may start with Shivananda Lahari, which is the next in the order. Namah Parvati Pataye Har Har Mahadeva.